Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage. Today is Watercolor Wednesday and I'm Leslie Watkins. And today I got a little bit distracted because I had a box on my front porch this morning. So I'm going to show you what was in it. I'm just pulling up my Facebook page here, making sure that we're live, and we are. Here we go. Yeah, so it's almost peony time here, and the gardens have buds galore, but nothing's really opened yet. I just have a couple. You can see these beautiful small peonies. These aren't the great big bombshell peonies. And here's an allium, and then I've got some Japanese irises. So that was my intention, was to do a little bouquet for you today. But let me show you what I found on my front porch, and you'll understand why I'm distracted. So here's the box. Let's zoom you out a little bit. There we go. So I have my order, which includes the prize peony stamp set. I have the new water painters, which I'm very interested in taking for a spin. I have the peony dies, which I'm going to be showing you this month here in my online class. If you go to dandelioncottagedesign.com and subscribe to notes, you'll find out all about the peony watercolor, painting with ink, and 3D paper crafting classes I have coming up. It's pretty exciting. Here are the, what are they called? The Elegant Faceted Gems. Very pretty. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but they are very sparkly, very pretty. I've got some watercolor paper. This is the, oh, it's got a new name. Okay, so now they're just calling it watercolor paper. And there are, oh, there's just 5 sheets in here now. I think it used to be 8, but now there's 5. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Actually, I don't have a frog in my throat. I'm so sad because I had my frog pond and I had a quazillion tadpoles in it, and it's drying up, and I'm afraid they're all going to perish, and I'm kind of bummed out by that. Here I have the Tasteful Texture embossing folder, and I like that. It looks almost like a heavy burlap or a linen weave. But check this out, all of the new in colors. So I've got Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, and I'm sorry, I think in my previous video I was calling it by a different name. It's Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Cider, Bumblebee, and Just Jade. So that's pretty exciting. Then I've got all the re-inkers. Now, whenever I buy a new ink pad, I always get a re-inker with it because I like to use these to paint with, and I'm going to show you that. Well, I wasn't going to show you that, but maybe I will show you that today. We're going to be starting from scratch here. We're still going to paint a peony. I'm just not sure how we're going to do it yet. All right, and so here is the shimmer ribbon. And I think this is gray granite. Yes, gray granite. It's really pretty. So what's interesting about the gray granite, it's really a very, very warm gray. It almost has beige in it. So if you've been to the paint store lately, you'll know that they're calling the combination of gray and beige grayish. So that's really what this is. It's kind of a grayish. I've got the brand new Stampin' Seal. So this is the heavy duty sealer. We'll take that for a spin at some point. And last but not least, I have the Peony Garden Designer Series paper, and this coordinates with the basic gray, gray granite, petal pink, and whisper white. Okay. So let's get started. So I think the first thing I would do to familiarize myself with the stamps is to just give them a little test run. So let's see what they look like. I'm going to need my bigger block. This block is probably too big, but it is an F block. We'll just go with this big one. Just peeling off the back. Now, we have a choice. I think the coordinating color with the Designer Series paper is petal pink. So I'm just going to grab that and see what that does. And if that's too light, we'll try something else. Get you in there. There we go. That's better. All right. Let's see what this looks like. Now, sometimes the first impression doesn't come out so great because there might be a little residue on the stamp, but oh, that is gorgeous. Well, I like that just fine. It doesn't need to be any darker or lighter. I like it just the way it is. So I'm going to try this a couple different ways. So I've got a piece of watercolor. This is, by the way, this is Whisper White thick cardstock that I have here. So let's try it on a piece of watercolor paper. I'm just going to tear this down to size. Beautiful. Okay, so far so good. Where are my new painters? Here we go. I've already got some water in them. And quick tip, I don't know if it's my imagination, but it seems like the threading on the container here goes the opposite way than what I was expecting it to. So at first I had a really hard time getting these handles off until I figured out that I was turning it the wrong way. So you might want to try it both ways when you're just starting. I'm going to take this medium brush and let's just see what happens if we add water. Give it a little squeeze. I'm going to get my paper towel in case we have an accident. There we go. I'm just moistening the whole surface here. And that gives a very nice effect. There we go. Now let me see what happens if I add a little more ink to that. Oh, this is a brand new ink pad. It's a little tough to open. Well, that's very nice. Let's try a little green on the leaves. I've got Mossy Meadow here. Well, this is a pretty quick and easy way to do this, and it looks very nice. But we're going to keep experimenting. So I guess maybe today's video is going to be one peony 2 or 3 different ways. Now I'm going to take a clean brush and see if I can I went out of the line here a little bit, which is not a big deal. I really don't mind, but I just want to see if I can lighten it slightly. Yeah, okay. It's a little better. All right, so there's one pass. Oh, let's get you closer. There you go. All right, so there's one pass. Now let's see if we can add a little more tone to this. That's not bad. All right, we're doing this all together for the first time, folks. I haven't used these brushes before, and so far so good. I think that the image is beautifully done. I love these old kind of rococo blousy blossoms. There we go. A little bit more down here. Okay, so far so good there. Now I can't really get my flower as dark as I would like with this ink, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a different color. I'll try one more time with this ink, see if I can get a little bit further with it. So I'm cleaning off my brush by just squeezing it, letting the water run through. I'm grabbing more ink this time. And I think you can see I can only go so far with this color. All right, let's try a different color. I have some Melon Mambo here. Let's see what that does. Actually, since I have the re-inker out, I'll just use that here. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, well this is a great way to make a beautiful card, quick and easy. Anybody could do it. You don't need any kind of special materials. Let's try it on the new watercolor paper, see how that does. By the way, everybody, all of these products that I'm using today, you can find in my online store. And every sale helps to support me and to bring these videos to you, so I'd really appreciate it. After the video, I will post the link below. It's not there yet because I didn't know what I was going to be using today, for one. And all the information will be there by the end of day today. All right, let's try something a little bit different this time. I'm going to take I'm going to go back to my petal pink, and this time I'm just going to put some ink on the stamp. Now, I didn't measure the paper. Normally I would have it all planned, and if I was going to be putting a mat on a card, for instance, I'd have my sizes all prepared, but because we're flying by the seat of our pants here, I did not plan ahead. Give this a little squeeze. Now I've got a tiny bit of Melon Mambo still on my brush that I didn't rinse out entirely, and that's fine. There we go. Make sure you can see that okay. Yeah, I like the Melon Mambo. This is closer to some of the colors of the peonies that I have in my garden. As I'm sure you know, they come in a very wide range of colors, from yellow to crimson to white, and just about every shade of pink you can imagine. So in my online class this month, I will be showing you how to use both watercolors and ink to paint peonies. And I'm going to be talking a lot about shading and form, and giving you all of the information that you'll need to be able to paint any kind of flower with confidence. And the class is suitable for both watercolor painters and for crafters, paper crafters, who have ink and a lot of supplies already on hand. So there'll be a lot of different ways that you can register for class with just for the video tutorial alone, or also with the with the full package, with the watercolor brushes, the inks, and the optional stamp set. So please check that out. Here's that email again, or actually that's the website, dandelioncottagedesign.com, and you can subscribe to notes. And what that will do is bring you a little newsletter on the first of each month to your mailbox. And every month I will have between 3 and 5 new classes. And I try to spread them out a little bit. So there'll be a basic card class, a painting with ink class, a watercolor class, and maybe a 3D project. So something for everybody. All right, well, here is our image coming along. And I'm using the watercolor paper, which I'm not sure what kind it is, but it doesn't say on the package anything besides just watercolor paper, but I think it's a cold press 140-pound weight paper, and I hope it's archival. I'll have to check the catalog. There might be more information in there. But it works fine. You don't have the same beautiful surface that you get with the professional quality paper, but for a card I think that this will work just fine, and maybe it would be fun to see how well it would work to make a box or some sort of a heavier project. Okay. Can you hear the chickens? They're complaining about who's going to be sitting on the eggs. Alright, well, there's a beginning. I would continue painting on this for a little bit longer, but I think that I've done enough here that you can see the potential. Let's go back inside our peony and give that a little more shadow in the center. And now I'm just squeezing the brush until it runs clear, making sure I don't have any green on there. And now I'm taking a fairly strong mixture of the Melon Mambo. I'm just going to drop some accents in here. Okay, don't overthink this, folks. There we go. Just soften that a little bit here and there, and there. Just move fast. Move all over the picture at the same time. You don't get hung up in one little place and noodle away at it. You want to just get that ink flowing. There we go. Okay, so I think that took me about, what, 4 minutes? 3 or 4 minutes? All right, let's try something else. Oh, here's my first peony. Now that that's had a chance to set up a little bit, let's go back in the same color, and this time I can start to get, now that it's dry, I can get some more detail. Okay. So one of the things that you'll learn in the class is something called the movement of light, and that is a universal truth that all artists are very aware of, and it will help you to develop form in your paintings, and you will never have to wonder again how to shade something. Okay, so it'll give you a lot of freedom. So please stay tuned for that. Oops, sorry. Let me move this out of the way so you can see better. There you go. All right. Well, I'm pretty happy with that so far. Okay. And I think that with a little imagination, you can also see how this could easily be a rose or a pom-pom dahlia or a ranunculus. And there's a lot of flowers that have a similar kind of form. Okay, let's measure this. So that's it's just a little under 4 inches by 5.5. So if we tear off a little section from the bottom here, there we go. And I save these little pieces, you never know. Let's see what kind of sentiments we have. Love and thanks to a dear friend. Let's try that one. See if that'll fit on my scrap. Okay. So I'm still using the professional watercolor paper here, but you can see that it takes the ink very nicely. Give that a little fold. There we go. Alright, now, just winging it here, folks. I had no idea we were going to be doing this today. Here is some Melon Mambo cardstock. Give that a little fold. And I think what I want to do is just to give this a little curl. I want to have a little dimension. Give it a wave. There we go. Now let's see if I can find a dimensional here. So I'm just going to take the dimensionals, put them right in the center of my little sentiment, and I'm going to bump that up twice. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is take a couple of glue dots and put those towards the side edges, not quite all the way, but just to where the wave comes down. There we go. And we do have these. Let's check them out. I'm going to try the clear one. It's a little too big. I'm going to go with the smaller one. There we go. All right. Well, that was fun. Not what I expected to do today. But it's a nice little preview for what I have coming up in class this month. So here you have a few different images. Very quick, nothing to it. All the work is already done for you with this beautiful image. So really, all it takes are these nifty brushes, and you'll be on your way. Can I get this all on screen? There we go. Okay. So here's our stamp. This is what the set looks like, Prized Peony. For those of you who tuned in for watercolor today, you got a little bit of a combo class here. So I just want to say that for my students, that if you're feeling a little insecure about your drawing ability, this is a terrific way to get introduced to watercolor painting. And I'd be very happy to help you do that in my Painting a Peony 2 different ways this month, both in ink and watercolor. I think that you learn a lot from the combination of both. And you'll also get some great tips on how to shade form, which I think is the thing that most people are looking for. So I hope to see you there. The way to register for the classes and to find out more about them is by subscribing to Notes from Dandelion Cottage. All the information is on there with all of the various items that come with the class, how you can get just the video if that's all you're interested in, and I think that just about covers it. So I hope to see you soon, and hopefully next time when I have my Watercolor Wednesday, my peonies will be in bloom. But I will leave you with this today. If I can get this underneath here. There you go. Is that beautiful? Okay, all for now. Stay creative. Bye.